was a dot. And let's see, England need 161, so that's 129 more in 17 overs and 2 balls. So I'm going to ask you, Tony, to give me the rate.
Are you? I can do that for you.
No,
actually.
too late. Too late. No,
I can tell you.
Frantic tapping of calculator.
It's 12.
Oh, there you go.
No, can't be 12.
Oh,
Yes.
required run rate 7.44, and England are going at 12.
It's another dot as Morgan defends this one into the offside. This over so far, 1 dot, wicket dot dot. And Cottrell has for the first time a left-hander to bowl to. That was pretty quick, and Morgan took it high up on the
he's
bat.
no slouch.
He was jumping a little bit, wasn't he? Closely watched by Chris Gale, who's standing at slip, but does little more than stand at slip. As Cottrell bowls, it's going to be a wide ball because Morgan has had a swish at it, missed it, and the umpire spreads his arms wide.
Wide.
That was beautifully sung, Tony. You missed your vocation.
Yeah. Often people ask me whether I could sing solo. Solo, they can't hear me.
Hey.
Hey. Ding.
But not, it turns out, a comedian. You could not have been a comedian.
Should be on the stage. There's one leaving in 10 minutes.
As Cottrell bowls, and this squares up Morgan. He gets a little bit of an edge of the bat on it. It goes out on the offside. It's a dot ball. Is that the end of the over? Strange graphics from Sky not telling us. Yes, it is the end of the over. 33 for 2 of 3 overs. Morgan yet to score. Bairstow on 15, and Cottrell has the decent figures of 2 for 15 of 2 overs. It sounds strange to say that, but it's true.
It is. This one's going to stretch me. It's Chris Pearce, cricket with a K. It says, I was impressed with that Guerrilla Cricket's pronunciation of Academy Cricketu. Are you available for some Czech voiceovers in the future? I'm not sure which one of us did that. I know it wasn't me, as the next bit will prove. He follows up by saying, Alaska Naprivny Odpal, which is apparently love on the first hit will be the first port of call.
Yeah.
But as you can tell, Chris, it wasn't me who clearly had read it obviously a lot better the first time around.
Change of bowling. Nurse!
He is not the greatest bat in the world, no. He's merely adequate. Don't confuse him with an excess of class, no. He's actually never.
That's a great jingle from the lovely fragrant Mog as Nurse bowls right arm over the wicket, a little bit short. Bairstow goes on the back foot, turns this round the corner, but can't beat the man at short fine leg, dot ball.
Evil Scooter says, good evening everyone, just joining you after the end of the sensational victory for Ajax Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's thrown some cats amongst various pigeons or whatever the idiom is, but onto the back foot again goes Bairstow, but only defends this into the covers, so a brace of dot balls to start the over. Nurse doesn't do very much by way of turning the ball. This is full and slapped through extra cover. I don't think there's anyone out there. There won't be. Not in the power play. It's going to be 4 runs.
4. Good God, yeah.
Bairstow is 19 off 11, which is pretty good going actually. He had a decent ODI series. I can't remember exactly, but I think he scored some runs, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
but he tilted every so often. He still played across the line, got out cheaply a couple of times as well, didn't he?
So he just nudges this defensively towards cover point. No run. Dot dot 4 dot. So far this over 37 for 2. And young Johnny Bairstow faces up to Ashley Nurse. He cuts this very fine through where a first slip would be. And he's got enough of the bat on it as Gale lumbers after it. Is he going to get the dive in? Is he? Fuck. It's 4 runs.
And if you kids can't listen, then you bound to see the way you get shot for crossing a boundary.
I don't see myself running after the ball down to the boundary, but I think I'm a little bit quicker than that. Maybe my teammates would like to get in touch and
we've seen you at slip, Fred.
Yeah, but I didn't chase the ball down to the boundary because we had 18 fielders. So Nurse bowls again. Bairstow picks him up over the leg side. Is there a deep mid wicket? Doesn't matter because it's over the boundary for 6 runs. At the end of the fourth over, 47 for 2. Bairstow 29 off 14, and Morgan yet to get off the mark. England, as far as run rate are concerned, are doing particularly well, but they'll be a little bit disappointed to have lost 2 wickets. I saw a statistic
Keep going hard though.
saying that England's runs per over in the first 10 overs in ODIs in the last couple of years is a whole run better than any other nation. A whole run per over better. That's usually Roy and Hale, or Roy and and Bairstow.
Because we were so bad in the first place, so it can only improve from there.
Well, no, it's England's runs per over in the first whatever it is 10 overs compared to every other nation, and it was a marked difference. There was a lot of teams bunched together, and England were way out in front. 140, 100 and what needed? I can't work it out. This is short and cut by Morgan, absolutely square, and he gets off the mark with a boundary. I should also tell you, because Mog's listening, that you see it says boundaries below that, boundaries Mog in the folder section. Boundaries for Mog and boundaries for JP, so there are lots to choose from in these kind of games when there are a lot of 4s and 6s. We can mix it up a bit, but don't do Moggs because he's annoying me. Yeah, runs are quite easy to come by. 51 now for 2, as this is wide and slashed at by Morgan. It's not a wide, it's just a dot ball, as he missed that. I'm not sure where it would have gone if he hit it. Probably would have gone over first slip's head for 6. Because he did an absolute vicious slash.
Very wide. Was it given as a wide?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
Good Lord.
It went over the bat, to be fair. As O'Shane Thomas. He's bowled 8 balls and he's gone for 18 runs. He's up to the wicket now, and he bowls full ball, and Morgan just pushes it to mid off. Thinks of a single. There isn't one there. Anything on the tweet front?
There is. I'll wait until at least the end of this ball, because a couple of them are quite long.
Are they in Czech?
No, I don't think. I haven't
Slovak?
I think after the last attempt at my Czech or Slovak, it's I'm not going to be asked again.
Shame, because I had you pegged as patron of the Czech Cricket Association. O'Shane Thomas up to the wicket, bowls, and Morgan tries to uppercut and succeeds, gets it over the keeper's head. Oh no, it's buys. It's buys, says the umpire. He didn't get anything on that. And well, it's a bit harsh. I know buys don't actually go against the keeper, but this is the perception that they are in some way. The keeper is at fault. It rose quite high. Hope jumped. It was above his glove. I don't think he could have done much more. 4 buys. There is a buy jingle, but it's quite long.
Just had a look. Where is that hiding then? Got leg buys.
Ball goes through the keeper. I can't remember what it's called. It's a Blue Oyster Cult song from 1977, which I'm sure everyone
Which isn't Don't Fear the Reaper. Or
it is.
It is Don't Fear the
The
Reaper.
ball's gone through the
Lord.
keeper. That's what
The ball's gone through. Yes, of course.
Obviously.
55 for 2, 4 overs and 4 balls gone. It's a bit of a joke score, but it's T20 as Thomas, right arm over the wicket, up to Morgan, and he just drops the bat on it, plays it to point. No run.
Not timing it quite right, is he?
No, he's had a few slashes and a few cuts, and he's hit one well, but that's it actually. He's on 4 off 8 balls, even though other runs have been scored whilst he's been facing.
That's the thing with Morgan though, he plays his first couple of overs very, very gently, and then all of a sudden he gives it an absolute beans and he goes for it.
He does have these long stretches where he gets out in exactly the same way, like cutting the ball to wide slip, as this is driven into the covers, but straight at the man at point. No run, the end of the 5th over, 55 for 2. Even I can work out that's 11 runs per over. Any tweets?
Yes, indeed. Diana Patterson's with us. Hello, Diana.
Hello, Diana.
I'm sorry, but I'm following you on YouTube, and you must have introduced the lovely lady on Jingles twice while I was not yet connected.
It's Jules. Say hello,
Could
Jules.
Could you do it again? She seems remarkably talented.
Ah, very kind. Good evening. Hope you're well.
We introduced her at the beginning. She is the inaugural Cricketer Magazine Community Award winner, and someone who's rung the 5-minute bell at Lord's, amongst other things. So you're right about the talents. Adrian Morris says, Root asked YJB, Johnny told him to refer it. From this angle, looked like it was going down leg. Yeah. Why aren't they coached to stand closer to the stumps as possible to watch for DRS? Very good question. Poor man's son. Does anyone know if this ground in St Lucia has a massive slope on it? Gale was running in treacle there. He's obviously a little bit old.
So it's more to do with
No, I
Gale
don't think
than
it does. I think it's more about Gale.
The skipper's on to bowl.
And his diving boots that he wears when he fields.
Jason Holder bowling right arm over the wicket, and Bairstow tries to pull and wears this in the middle, and does set off for a leg by, but he sort of limps it. And he's feeling that a little bit, because Holder's not particularly quick, but he gets bounce because he's about 6'8".
Mogg is in very self-effacing mode. He's saying, to be fair, most of my 4 jingles are a bit shite.
Let's have Jason Holder.
Jason Holder is a tall bowler. He's on for an over or two.
And he's bowling to England's skipper Owen Morgan. He comes from a bit wide of the crease, and Morgan tries to cut and misses the ball again, which bounces. Decent carry through to Hope. So Morgan has cut and slashed at about 4 and has only middled 1, hasn't he? Maybe 5. He's a 4 off 10 balls, 56 for 2. But it's funny with Morgan, because he can suddenly get going and then he just picks them up through the leg side. And you're looking for the ball out the back of the stand somewhere.
Yeah. Just absolutely comes out of nowhere.
Holder bowls again, and dropped into the offside by Morgan, an agreed single.
The risk with Morgan is the more that you keep him down and he's just getting the dot balls or the singles that bogs him down, he doesn't then hit out, and that's when the risk is for England.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was about a year or so where he kept cutting balls just outside the off stump to sort of a wide slip and being caught. And he literally didn't score any runs for a long time, and then all of a sudden something clicked and he started scoring runs every time he batted. It's just a bit of feast or famine about Owen Morgan, but it's Bairstow on strike as Holder is in bowls, and he's hit that high in the air. It's going over the cut point fielder's head, and he can't get back. It's Fabian Allen as they've come back for 2. It was a long time in the air, but the hardest catches to take are ones that the ball is going over your shoulder, and they're very, very difficult to judge. And I think that was probably out of the grasp of even a better fielder than Fabian Allen. Actually, I don't know that Fabian
Funny
Allen
old
is
shot,
a poor
wasn't it?
Fielder.
Sliced his fingers across it.
It was an inside-out shot, and running backwards, difficult, really difficult.
The beautiful thing about
as Holder bowls a short and high bouncer, which goes way over Bairstow's head, and that's going to be a wide.
Wide.
60 for 2.
Johnny Bairstow walked away there, didn't he, as if to emphasise the point that that was definitely a wide.
Yeah, sorry, you were in the middle of a point, Jules.
No, just when they went to go for the catch just a minute ago, watching sort of Gale trying to attempt to catch and just amble was shocking again.
This is an attempted cut by Bairstow. Holder is getting decent bounce. He tries to go back and cut that, but misses it, gets under the ball, and 1 ball left of the 6th over. 64-2.
Mark Zip says, well, I hope England do okay here. I had Real Madrid in my UEFA Champions League pool, so I just lost $50. Weak, very weak. Was watching it in a sports bar in Florida. Strangely, they could not find the T20.
Yeah. Well, Florida is the home of US cricket. Down the leg side from Holder. Bairstow watches it, and it's another wide. I believe Fort Lauderdale in Florida will be hosting 2 ODIs between the West Indies and India later this summer. Not confirmed yet, but that is the likelihood. So if you're listening to us in Florida and you want to watch some cricket, then have a good look out for local listings as Holder tries again to complete his first over. He's in, bowls a full ball. It's actually a Yorker. Bairstow drops the bat down on it and walks through for a single as it goes towards mid-off. The end of the 6th over, 62-2. Morgan has 5 and Bairstow 33.
Arthurshire says, aren't you all patrons of the Iceland Cricket Association and their forthcoming Volcano Bowl series with Rwanda? We're certainly big followers and supporters. Not sure if we're actually patrons, but
in fact, I believe we're doing the draw on Guerrilla Cricket for the raffle that they've just had.
Then when we are,
and I believe that's in the last West Indies ODI, West Indies versus England ODI, which I don't know whether they knew that there was some debate as to whether it was going to be any coverage. But I believe the draw for that will be on Guerrilla Cricket. So watch this space, or listen to this space, which doesn't make any sense. But you know what I mean. Brathwaite is going to come into the attack, and he'll be bowling to Johnny Bairstow. And let's see if we can find his jingle. West Indies, Brathwaite.
Every breath you take, every stroke you make, every bat you break, every breath you wait, we'll be watching you.
A little bit forced, but we get the idea. Carlos Brathwaite, right arm fast medium bowls, and Bairstow, that's right in the slot of Bairstow. He sweetly drives this over the cover region, but some good bit of fielding down there on the boundary.
Yeah,
He got the ball back.
Well.
He stopped it well with both hands and got the ball back in quickly, prevented any more than one run. It's very good fielding. Is that Puran?
Yeah, it's Puran.
Yeah. And he gets an appreciative clap from Brathwaite, the bowler, who's wearing a very large watch. On his
well
bowling
deserved
glove.
too.
Is that on his bowling glove? Anyway, he's right arm round the wicket to England's captain Morgan, who tries to edge the ball but misses. If you get
Slower
my drift.
one, wasn't it?
It was
Very
a slower one.
much a slower one.
He waited for it and tried to just dink it down to third man, missed it, and it's through to Hope. Morgan's lack of timing means that he has 5 runs from 12 deliveries, and 4 of those were one shot. So 11 balls have gone for 1 run, which is a bit odd in T20 cricket when they're going at 10 and over. Brathwaite up to the wicket bowls, and Morgan does succeed in playing this down to third man and takes the single. We're going to have a change after this over. If you're listening in the other room, Katie and the Bear will be coming in.
I thought we had to finish the 7th over. I thought it was inclusive.
Oh, you're right.
Yes.
It's at the end of the 7th over. So in an over or 2.
So we need to finish 7
Katie
overs
and Bear
in
will
full.
be coming in.
Yeah.
Jules, you'll be staying on, and Tony and I will be
departing.
As this is full of ball from Brathwaite, but Bairstow doesn't time it, hits it straight to extra cover, no run.
I can quickly read this tweet from Diana Patterson. It's to Mog, I think. This is where I want another thing to click than the heart. I don't quite know what that means, but she says, I disagree. Only about 1 in 50 of your jingles is shite.
Tell us which one, Diana.
But when the disinterested hand job does its thing, ...
This is down the leg side from Brathwaite. It bounces a second time before the keeper takes it. Did it hit the pad? Bairstow doesn't think it did, but the umpire, I believe, does, and he's not signalled a wide. And Bairstow's giving him the stare, but the umpire's unmoved.
Just looks like a very hacked up schoolboy right now.
Bairstow does
YGB.
the whole eyes wide thing, as if I can't believe what's happening to me. But you know, there are worse things that happen in life. Just get your head down and play the next ball. So only 2 runs off 5 balls of this over so far. Brathwaite in to complete it, wide of the crease.
Oh.
It's edged and dropped. It went very fast to the keeper's right. And it's going to be 4 runs. I believe that went into the boundary board because whoever's down there at third man, he got a foot on it, but
I think it might be Shane Thomas, is it? Or is it Thomas or Gottrell?
No, they've got a few big units
Ashley
who are not very mobile in the field. Was that 4?
Yeah.
I think it was 66 for 2 at the end of the 7th over. He stuck a foot out, and then it did hit the sponge. The Betway sponge.
And who was it? It was the Betway sponge,
Yes.
But they're not paying us anything yet, so...
Shh. We love Betway and Sandals and anyone else who could theoretically sponsor us. So 1 over till the changeover, as they're looking at this again and again, but I believe they will call it 4 runs. We're looking at the standing umpire.
Never looked in doubt. I suppose if you've only got the umpire's view, you would be less sure. But there didn't seem to be any question about whether that rolled into the boundary sponge or not.
I don't know what they gave. Anyway, the 7th over is complete. It's 68 for 2. Morgan will be facing Jason Holder. The 2 captains face off as this is short and cut by Morgan out to the sweeper. It's another single to him, takes him up to 7.69 for 2. Any more from the Czechs, the Danes, the Slovenians?
Mog,
Who
is replying to Diana, saying that's very gracious of you on all counts. And to whoever it was who laughed in the background when it was read out, watch your back.
It was all of us.
Don't you drag us down with you, Fred.
Slightly thrown under the bus there.
As we're seeing that last ball of the last over, which Bairstow got a thin edge and Hoop got a glove on it, but couldn't hold on. Was holder ball's a short ball, and this is pulled past the man at short final leg down to the boundary for 4 runs. Unlike the West Indies innings, which had more 6s than 4s, I think England have had 9 4s and only 2 6s so far, and it'll be quite a job for them to overtake the 4s with 6s. Whether that's a difference of approach or just the way things have gone. There's a lady in the crowd who's not sure
Looking
what
very
I'm saying
perplexed about something.
is true or not, but it's yeah, it was just a question. I mean, take it how you like.
There's a chap there doing a very interesting piece of dad dancing.
And they've got sort of like beach chairs out in the crowd as another short ball is pulled by Bairstow, but not timed. Hope gets round towards short fine leg. It's a single to Bairstow, 43 to him.
Well, Arthur Shear has a question about the crowd. He says, does this match look well attended?
Yeah,
does it look as though people are enjoying it? Because a T20 international in the West Indies ought to be a pulsating live event, surely. Otherwise, why play them?
Well,
it does look well attended.
Of tourists and locals, and people in fancy dress being very stupid.
It's a bit previous for St George's Day.
It's not
When's
April the
St. George's
23rd.
Day?
April, yeah, that's a fair way
We've
off.
just gone past St David's Day. We are not at St Paddy's Day yet, as holder bowls a full ball and Morgan drives sweetly up to mid-off. There's a shy at the stumps. He misses. He got the dive in. I think he probably would have made it even had it hit. But a single to him, 75 for 2.
Nice.
And we're having a changeover in 2 balls if you're listening in the other room.
Just something marginally desperate there, Fred. They'll amble in at the last minute, Chris Gale style.
Bear and Katie. Oh, he would have been short, actually, had that hit.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
I misjudged that, and so did Morgan.
It's just been over dramatic with the dive.
Well, he needed it. As this is a short ball from holder. It goes over Bairstow's shoulder, which sort of rhymes. And is the umpire going to call that a wide? He is not. And Bairstow's fractious face is in evidence again. 1 ball left of this, over 75 for 2, and then we're going to have a changeover. So if you go to theme tunes or somewhere, there's something called a short bed. It's like a 20-second jingle. We'll use that for the changeover.
Okay.
At the end of this ball, 75 for 2, as holder bowls to Bairstow, tucks this round the corner. There is a man back at fine leg, so it's only going to be a single. 76 for 2 after 8 overs. You'll hear some short music, and then the bear.
Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Guerrilla Cricket.
Yes. England 76 for 2 after 8 overs. It's all looking quite, dare I say, positive.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they're not massively ahead of the rate, but they're definitely ahead of the rate.
It feels like the innings isn't as bitty as the West Indian innings, though. A lot of sort of dots and heaved 6s, and then seem to get sticky for a while. It just seems a lot more fluid. Maybe that's just me. The next ball is driven high and over, long off for another 6 runs.
Damn!
Bairstow gets a 50 of 27 deliveries.
50 years they've been married. They can't wait for the 51st to roll around. Yeah.
That was a good shot.
I do like Johnny Bairstow.
Yeah, I do as well. I was thinking actually in the green room So that's clipped down to a long leg and there's no run. In days gone by, it makes me sound old, but the thing about the T20, if you're having a bad trot, so I don't like Johnny Bairstow's having a bad trot in the test side, where he keeps playing across the line and getting bowled. But then he comes back to a game like this and it doesn't matter and he scores 100. Your confidence is immediately back, whereas in the old days you didn't have those opportunities. Morgan, however, has just spooned one straight to mid-wicket. Brathwaite stuck one in the pitch. Morgan has totally mistimed that and it's dollied straight to mid-wicket. Well, I think the Universe Boss is stationed, isn't he? Yeah, he doesn't miss those.
As long as he doesn't have to move for it, he's fine.
Well, precisely, and it was straight at him.
Yeah.
This West Indian team's so bloody tall, man. they're all giants.
Pirate Badshah has tweeted in, it's not a Caribbean T20 without a rainforest seafood video review.
Wow, absolutely.
8 off 16 from Owen Morgan.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Not great, no.
Yeah, but as long as Bairstow keeps going.
Trying to work out who's coming in next.
Morgan's also tweeted back in, so Gorilla Cricket, there's also a shy at the stumps because Shy Hope is the keeper.
Ah, indeed. Very true, very true.
Ah, of course. The next batsman will be this chap.
Joe Denley, he's almost as old as this theme song, but Chef is gone and we need someone to bat at the top of the order. Joe Denley, he's also a part-time bowler. He can do leg spin, but he's no Ravi Ashwin. He'll need help from the heavy roller. Joe Denley, Joe Denley.
See, that T20 career goes back to 2010.
It's a different game in those days.
It was. I seem to remember him being slightly better than that. Maybe he wasn't. That's driven out to the cover boundary. And there is no run. He was in the side that won the World Cup.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. That was, I think, probably summer after Test match sofa started. It was in England, wasn't it? If I remember rightly.
Was it?
Yeah. Sure, it was on T20 competition we beat Australia in the final.
I thought it was in the West Indies.
West Indies. Well, I'm thinking of.
Ah, well, we definitely beat Australia in a final in England.
Yeah. Oh.
Now maybe it wasn't was it Caribbean? I don't remember. That's played out to third man for a single.
Collie was the captain, I know that much.
Yeah.
Good lad. This is one of the reasons I don't want England to win any World Cups ever, so that their only men's global trophy will have been won captain by Paul Collingwood.
That's a bit harsh, Katie. I'll just say, I understand that's a bit
I love
harsh.
Collingwood more than I love England.
No.
So.
Depending back down the track and there's no run. But he'll always be the first, you see. He'll be the first.
He will
skipper.
always be the first, yeah.
So, it's like first love.
Yeah, he'll always be special.
Exactly. He's still high up there on the England ODI run scorers as well. Collie, as we were saying earlier today.
Yeah.
And Johnny Bairstow, 52 of 29 deliveries, 7 fours and 2 sixes. And he's batted extraordinarily well.
Has he actually now retired from playing cricket?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with myself now.
He's coaching now, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, you won't get him away from
cricket.
He's going to be there until he dies, I think. But
doing his TV work where he looks very dapper.
Yeah, he does.
And his tweed three-piece suits.
I mean, I do love him, but I'd rather see him at the crease than listen to what he says, which is true of almost all commentators who are ex-players.
Yeah, I was listening to Rob Key the other night, and he was talking some sense, He got quite passionate about it as well, which is quite funny to see. After England got hammered in that last ODI. Well, there are some of them I don't mind. I don't mind Atherton Nasser, and I don't mind Rob Key.
It's Nurse back on.
It's Nurse back on, indeed. Around the wicket to Bairstow. He prods at that. Doesn't get anything on it. It's taken by Shy Hope.
I'll jingle him up.
Okay.
He is not the greatest bat in the world, no. He's merely adequate. it. Don't confuse him with an excess of class. No, he's actually never.
Oh dear, down the track comes Bairstow. That's gone straight up, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. Oh, no! It's a simple catch down at long on, and he's bobbled it and dropped it. Who was that?
That was Cottrell, I think.
Was it Cottrell?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh dear. It is. Salute that, my man. Salute that. Oh, that's a terrible drop. It went all the way up in the air, and that's Johnny B too.
It's quite a nice military theme there for his drop as well.
Well, exactly.
Fitting.
Oh dear, that's a poor drop. And he got back for 2 as well. That's almost insult to injury. And he works it down into leg side. Next ball, gets himself a single, moves on to 55. You can't be dropping those, man. You just really can't. He wasn't really in any position either, was he? Hands away from the body, he was chasing towards the ball. Bobbled through his hand, kicked it away from himself. England fan in the crowd has had too much rum. He's very happy. West Indian fan is not so.
So Joe Denley's provoking some Twitter chat.
After this, driven back past Nurse by Bairstow down to Cottrell at half.
Nurse looks like he needs a nurse. He's not
happy. And there is a single. Carry on.
So Arthurshire, I like Joe Denley, but I'm not sure he has T20 number 5 written all over him.
Nope.
Back one for the stats. So poor man's son, Denley wasn't in the 2010 T20 squad. In fact, only one player who was in that squad is in the current team.
Plunkett.
So what was that bloody match that we were? Because it was definitely a final. I remember we were down around at Dan's house.
T20s. No one remembers them.
Well, yeah, I know that's true, but it was a final of something, and that's driven out to long off, and there's no run. It must have been.
Did England lose?
No, England won the final. We beat Australia.
Was it definitely men?
It was definitely men. It was definitely in England, and there were definitely more teams in England just playing. It was definitely a competition. Bung down the leg side, Nurse around the wicket to Denley.
Playing keepy up there.
Michael Lum was opening with. God, it was when.
Tweeters, let us know what.
Keyswetter was keeper, and he opened the batting. And we beat Australia. We had them like 5 for 3 or something, and having got a reasonably good score, and I had to chase it down and got nowhere near it. Or did we? I can't even remember if we batted second. I remember I had a whitey in Dan's toilet. I had too much to drink.
Sounds like a lively final.
Yeah, it was a lively final.
Was it a dream?
No, it's the early days of Test Match Sofa. We were in Dan's flat, and it was a Sunday afternoon. Jared was there, and he was, of course, cheering on Australia, thinking they were going to beat us, and they just cocked it up totally.
Fans on Twitter, if you can get Bear out of his hole right now, that'd be great.
Please do. Because it was definitely a final of something. Knackle, you'll know what it is. You know everything. Bairstow. It's a full toss wide of the off stump by Brathwaite. He plays up and over, backward point down to the boundary, races away. There's no one down there. It's 4 runs.
It's Nissan she. It's Nissan she.
So Katie, Peter Lloyd has a question for you. Would it be okay if Collie was the coach of the team that won?
Oh, that's the one. That's the one exception. I think I might accept that. Yeah, I could. I mean, I'd prefer it if he stayed the only person. But if England have to win, that would be the best way to do it.
He was temporary batting coach, wasn't he? With England, wasn't he out there?
Yeah, he has been a couple of times.
Yeah, he has been as well. Yeah. Fielding coach too, isn't he? There's an appeal of caught behind. It's very full outside of stump. Bairstow tried to guide it down towards third man. Didn't get anything on it.
He was coaching Scotland at the last World Cup, which is
That's
why
right.
I was cheering them on.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, I'm more interested in Collingwood than England, so wherever he is, I'll cheer for them.
Well, I supported Liverpool. I was a John Barnes fan. When I grew up in Watford, he was our best player, and when he went to Liverpool, I started supporting Liverpool.
Oh.
There you go. You see.
It's a good reason.
It is a good reason. Full outside off stump again, nicely timed by Bairstow. Back with a square. There is no one down there. It's going to be 4 more runs.
I'm looking over a 4.
And 98 for 3 and off 10.3 overs, and quite far ahead of where the Windies were. We don't have so much left in the hutch, do we? We've got no Stokes, have we? He's gone home.
Yeah, we've still got a few
We've got
all-rounders.
We've got Willie.
Willie,
Billings.
he can give it some hump.
Billings, Tom Curran,
Oh.
Liam Plunkett, Chris Jordan. Adil Rashid's the only real rabbit. I mean, he's
Well,
not
he's
even
not a
that
rabbit.
much of
He's not a rabbit.
is he?
No. Guided down towards third man, and they will get back for 2
That's the 100 up. 100 for 3. Wow.
in the 11th over. He's 10 off this over so far. And it's all looking quite good for England.
I'm not sure if Denley was saying he wanted a new bat or just knocking on wood for luck there, but one or the other.
Indeed, yeah, it's quick running between
Yeah,
the
that's
wickets by
good running
Bairstow.
there.
That is good running.
I mean, Johnny Best is one of the fastest between the wickets.
Yeah, he is. In towards the pad. Bairstow just knocks it down towards long on. And it's fielded and they get through for us. Easy single, 101 for 3.
It's a good tap and run just to keep that score.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah. Arthur Shearer is trying to get you out of a bit of a hole. He has a vague memory of what you're talking about there.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, there's no further to that.
Arthur Shearer also had the same dream.
That's tip behind square by Denley. Can't be the man at point, and there is no run. Definitely, it must have been 2009 or 2010.
I still think you're thinking of the West Indies, the one in the West Indies.
Was that 2010?
I don't know.
I'm
It's
sure
T20s.
it was at home. I'm sure it was in England, though. Maybe it wasn't. Because we did the finals about 5 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, which would have been what? Would have been midday in the West Indies.
I don't know. Well, if anyone on Twitter knows what
I'm
is
talking about, go through the records, please, somebody.
Champions Trophy potentially.
But England.
But it was
won
definitely
it.
it was a 20 over competition. It was definitely early days of T20. Nurse around the wicket to Bairstow, who rocks back, crashes it out through mid off down to Cottrell, long off, and he'll get himself a single.
Tony Bishop says, Bear, I think you're thinking about the ICC T20 World Cup in 2010 that England won.
That's the one.
But that was in the West Indies.
Oh, okay, so that was in the West Indies. Okay, so I got it all totally. So I wasn't wrong. Was Denley playing? No, he wasn't playing, but I remember him being in the T20 side. That's played out by Denley to long off once more. Cottrell fields, and there is a single.
I mean, my problem is generally I don't remember any cricket match unless I actually sit down and think about it afterwards. If I just take it in whilst I'm watching
That's
it.
live. Sorry, Bairstow has gone. I thought they were showing replays momentarily, and then suddenly they went back to live. Bairstow's slog swept Ashley Nurse, and he's not got enough on it this time, and a catch is taken this time. Down at long on, it went a long way up. It came down safely in the hands of who is that down there?
Now you're gone.
Is that Brathwaite down there?
Don't think it was. It's the new one with the haircut.
Oh, is it Fabian
Allen, yeah.
No, it was Ashley
not?
Nurse.
Oh.
No, it was Brathwaite.
It was Brathwaite, okay.
Yeah, it was Brathwaite. I thought it was. It's tall.
Ravi Nair has tweeted, Mirkati's belief in Collie is so strong that even if we leave the EU, Collie will still remain European. But
Yeah.
if Durham succeeded from England,
Definitely.
Katie would already have a passport. She'd have currency design with a hologram of Collie on it.
I can see no problems with this plan. That sounds
The state
ideal.
of Collie.
The land of Collie.
Up in the northeast of England.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, is it? We're not actually going to leave, are we, on the
Oh
29th?
God, I hope not. I mean, I'm quite happy for us to not leave for any reason at all, up to and including a military coup. Absolutely fine with me.
Yeah.
Get Collingwood to lead the brigade.
Yes. Brigadier Block.
We might sort of quell this fancy now.
Well,
Right.
a new batsman.
Better jingle up the new batsman, hadn't we?
Stroking the ball through the covers, pinging it deep through backward. Billings is softly scoring runs. Billings is softly hitting long, laying his own shots. Undid
I think it
It's
is marked.
just
That's genius.
downloads.
I like that.
Mm.
Smears it for a single. It's a deep mid wicket. First ball. Actually, notices having a little jig as he took that last wicket. Played by Denley out to cover.
So Denley
No run. Yeah.
made his international T20 debut against Australia in 2009, and he scored.
0.
Yes.
Oh.
And guess what? He then played in the T20 against South Africa, and guess what his score was?
0.
Yes.
Oh dear, poor man. Pulled by
It was Denley.
Billings. Well, it was Denley, wasn't it? Yeah, down to the man on the 45, who can't hold on to it, and they get through for a single. Which means that Billings will retain the strike.
Scott Peters, knowledge. So the team that played in the 2010 final versus Australia was Lum,
Yep.
Keyswetter,
Yep.
Peterson.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, you have a game. Do you want to try and guess the rest?
Ooh.
Paul Collingwood.
Yes.
Yay! I got that one right. I think Plunkett was in it.
No.
Oh. Interesting.
Remember, you've got the one player that's playing today that also played in that 2010
see,
final.
I thought that was going to be Liam Plunkett.
Adil Rashid?
No.
Oh, I'm not sure then.
Morgan.
Yes.
Oh.
Well done.
Yes, Morgan was playing then. What else would that then team be?
we've
Is it
got-
2010? Was Broad playing?
Yes.
We've got-
Anderson?
No. So
Um,
you got Yorkshire and Sussex are your clues.
okay, played off the back foot by Billings out to cover. Can't beat the man there, there's no run.
This is the new bowler.
He is not
No, it's
the
not.
greatest bat in the world.
No, it's not him.
It is in fact the greatest bat in the world, whose jingle I can't find.
You don't know.
I don't think he is.
We'd have to go and find him. He did. I don't think the team's correct.
It's Mr. Allen.
It's Mr. Allen.
So I've spoilt the surprise now.
Oh man, so that's a Broad was playing. So what was the for attack?
Think of another Notts player.
Oh fuck, Luke
Swat.
Wright. Luke Wright was in that side.
Well
Oh.
done.
Luke Wright through me.
Oh,
Of course he was.
That case.
So you got another Notts player, another Sussex player, and a couple of Yorkshire.
couple of Yorkshire. Root. No, Root.
No,
wasn't playing.
no,
He was
no,
way
no.
too young. Yorkshire.
Was Swan in?
Well done. There's your Notts player.
Oh yes, of course. Not Yorkshire players.
Do you want some clues?
Yeah.
Massive shoulders for one of the Yorkshire lads.
Bresnan.
Well done.
Oh yes.
You
of
could have
course.
said bowler's bum as well, would work for him equally well.
So how many have we got now?
So you've got 9, another 2 to go. 1 Yorkshire, 1 Sussex.
Yorkshire 2010. It's played out through the offside by Billings. He'll get himself a single as it goes out to the boundary rider. Off the back foot force shot. Yorkshire 2010.
He now is a coach.
Okay. Forced out through. What am I on about? Sorry, I'm thinking too much about this. Fabian Allen, left arm round. Tosses it up. Driven, beautifully driven by Denley. Beats it through the offside. Nice drive.
Good shot,
There's
Joe.
no one at extra cover. Absolutely. That's 4 runs. Was Pryor in that side? No, Keyswetter was keeping, wasn't
Yeah.
he? We're missing bowlers here as well, aren't we?
So you've got. Actually, he did bowl a bit, one of them. One of them's definitely a bowler.
Was Flintoff in that side?
No.
No, it's too late for him. Play behind square, and there is no run. 2002. Do you want to give up?
Oh, I'm happy to give up.
I'm
Yeah,
happy to give
I've
up.
contributed all the ones that I can think of.
You got side, bottom, and Yardie.
Oh, I
would
don't
never have
think-
got
no.
Yardie. Could have maybe got to side bottom.
No.
If you'd have said left armour.
Oh, I would have said if you said funny hair.
Yeah, well, that too. Down the track comes Billings, works it into the leg side, out to deep mid wicket. They can come back for 2. That's bloody good running.
Yeah.
Taking enough pace off it there. Very quick between the wickets.
Luton Town shirt in the crowd there.
Oh.
Experimental.
I was trying to find the Luke Wright jingle, but no success so far.
No, it is in there.
Yeah, the search function doesn't seem to be working like it normally does.
Oh, okay. He might actually be in, as that's played back down the track and there's no run. If you go back to instant cards and draw it all the way down, selected let's have a look. Old Phase. In somewhere in there. There it is, number 3.
Hey, here we go.
Hello, I am a cricket ball, and I would like to sing you a song. Behind my head I want to drown my sorrow. Look right through me, look right through me.
That's a classic, that.
It is.
It's in the all-time hits of Guerrilla Cricket.
Yeah, along with things like this.
Paul Sterling!
Oh,
and the famous...
Of course.
Yeah, no, there's some real great ones in here.
They can all be found in our archive, and you can get access to that for £20 a year. Just go to our website and log on and do the business. Worked by Denley down to long on. It's fielded by Brathwaite. Throws it back in. They get themselves another single. 115 for 4 England after 13.1 overs.
Slowed down a little bit, haven't they?
They have.
Which is good for me because I was busy searching for jingles, but not so good for England.
That's what happens when wickets fall in T20.
Although Denley is 11 off 11 balls and Billings 4 off 5 balls.
And they're probably around about 7. 42 would pretty much get them there. It's just over 6 and over required. Played out to... is that Hetmeyer down there or was that Fabian Allen? Both gold stripes on the head. I think that was Hetmeyer down at Cow Corner, and they get themselves a single. So you see England boys laughing away at in jokes on the bench.
Oh, it's got really quite dark now, hasn't it?
Well,
that does happen at night.
It does indeed. Funny that sun goes away and it gets dark. Yeah. Played back down the track by Denley. But Nurse fields off his own bowling. There's no run. It's good, not bad bowling by Nurse. He had 1 for 26. He's in his final over. Down a track. That's a good shot.
Oh.
Got his hips through it, did Denley, and was able to. He wasn't all on the ground. It was one bounce, but he got it wide enough of long on to 1 bounce 4. Good hands and good wrists. He does it again out through towards Hetmeyer at deep cow corner. This time it's all on deck as he got to the pitch of it.
Such a neat cricketer to watch is Joe Denley. Really is lovely to watch. Bit of a Kent loving here with Billings and Denley as well.
Well, we are. Myself, I live in Kent too, just down the road. Norwood's in Kent, isn't it? Thornton Heath. You know Thornton Heath, Norwood.
South Norwood.
South Norwood, that's Kent.
Or North Sourwood.
On his toes goes Billings and knocks it out again to Hetmeyer. Everything's going to Hetmeyer. Deep cow corner. Wide mid on. Wide long on, really, or wide mid wicket, you'd call it.
Pittsburgh Pirates has tweeted in, "Hi, just listening to your broadcast after a tiring 10-hour shift in the hospital and now doing businessy bollocks from home."
Okie dokie. I'm going to switch into Katie's chair. Fred's, who's coming in here? Tony's coming in to do ball by ball, and Fred's going to go into tweets.
Yeah.
Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Guerrilla Cricket.
Well, it's the Kent pairing of Joe Denley and Sam Billings. Denley on 16, Billings on 6, 122 for 4.
A pair of Kents.
I refrained from going down that obvious road. Bowling at them, I believe, will be Sheldon Cottrell coming back, hoping to do at least one more salute. before the night's out, I am sure.
Yeah, salute.
You're not keen on this salute,
I'm
there?
not keen on his salute. It's going to get old hat very soon.
Yes.
Is all I'm going to
The
say
bear
about
is
that.
always right.
I am.
There's evil in his eyes showing. It's Sheldon Cultural. Come for killing.
Well, it is Sheldon Cottrell, and he's going to be bowling to Sam Billings. Bowling towards the pavilion end. And that's down leg side. I don't think Billings got anything of that. It will be wide, and it's another one to the total for England.
Why? Did you have Mog's tweet about Prikey? He says, Flintoffing hell, Prikey did some quality jingle work.
Oh, he did.
And Pittsburgh Pirate says, hi, just listening to your broadcast after a tiring 10-hour shift in the hospital and now doing businessy bollocks from home. New fan to cricket, by the way. Have a nice day. Well, have a nice day to you too.
Have a nice day to you.
Thank you. It's in comes Sheldon Cottrell, and that is stroked away to third man. But there is a third man, and it will just restrict Billings to a single, bring Joe Denley, his partner, onto strike. Denley will be wanting to cement a place in this England T20 middle order. I'm not sure he'll ever be able to do
his
that.
Christmases have come early, really, with his late call-up to the England side, isn't it? I mean, he's not done spectacularly, but he's not really put a foot wrong.
Well, don't forget 2009 was his last
exactly,
T20 international performance. And like you, in my head, I was utterly convinced he played in that final.
I'm sure he played,
but he didn't. Maybe he played in the tournament or didn't. And that one is past the Denley's off stump, and he took a step back and was looking to carve it away to point, but wasn't able to lay a bat on it.
I think you could be right. Maybe he played in the squad.
Because if his last T20 international was 2009, then he wouldn't have played in the 2010 finals. So even if he went, he would never have got a game.
Yes.
Didn't he play a T20 in Sri Lanka a couple of months ago?
Well, he might well have done.
No, I don't think he played in the T20s. That was the thing.
Okay.
As this one, he does carve away through point, and it's going to go all the way. It evades. Who's that? Is that Poonan down there? Anyway, he flung himself, Pooran, along the turf. Wasn't able to get there. Hit the boundary sponge.
It's me, Sanshi.
Jane Francis says that she remembers India versus New Zealand at Nagpur in the WT20 2016. Also, New Zealand versus Australia at Dharamsala in the same tournament.
Ah, well, there we are.
So people do remember things. And Arthur Shire says, well, when was the last time two Kent batters shared a partnership for England? Well, we're a bit busy. If you want to look it up and let us know, we'd be delighted to hear it.
In comes Cottrell. That was slower and looping in. And Denley played all around it and is cross with himself and he looks very perplexed as he's meandering about his crease, and it can't have missed that off stump by very much at all.
See you later, Katie.
Dr. Katie is heading home to some late night pancakes. Actually, it did
not a euphemism.
It's not. No. She had been building
looking
up
forward
her
to pancakes all day.
Indeed she had. As Denley taps his mark. Cottrell's in. Denley likes that shot. He steps back onto the back foot, carves it to third man, takes a single. England move on to 129 for 4. They need 32 to win. They've got.
No, he wasn't even in the squad. The squad was Collingwood, Anderson, Bapara, Presnan, Broad, Keyswetter, Lum, Morgan, Peterson, Ajmal Shazad, fucking hell, Ryan Sidebottom, Grand Swan, James Treadwell, Luke Wright, and Michael Yardy.
Well.
Another one of T20s I never remember. Didn't Broad take about 3 wickets in the first couple of overs or something against Australia?
Yes, that's what I remember. Australia got themselves in an awful state.
In comes Cottrell again. Onto the back foot goes Billings this time. He carves it away through point. And oh my goodness me,
that was never
what a bizarre piece of fielding that was.
That was never going to stop that.
Ridiculous. Well, he dived, got a big hand on it, almost picked it up, and then effectively threw it against the boundary sponge, and it's 4 more.
He never looked comfortable. I tell you what, West Indies have played some damn fine cricket on this England tour, but their fielding is absolutely
Some of it has been a
abysmal,
little bit touch and go. Cottrell is doing the double teapot and is looking
Can't
incredibly
bloody
miffed.
complain, he dropped a bloody sitter earlier.
Well, this is true. He did indeed, as did Adil Rashid, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if the lighting is not so great.
It's not great in here, I tell you.
Well, it's certainly bright since we got our new big studio lights glaring down at us. I noticed Gary's taken to wearing a floppy brimmed hat.
Yeah, there are a few. I brought in a few spares in the kitchen, so they're
floppy
available.
brimmed hats.
Yes, for people to use.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Whereabouts are they hidden away then?
Somewhere in the kitchen, under some rotting food.
Woof.
Margaret sent us
That'd be nice.
a story from the BBC with a name for Tony to go through and pronounce.
Oh, Lord.
It's a Czech man who,
Oh, fantastic.
who kept a lion as a pet, and it killed him.
Oh.
And the guy's name is Michal Prešek.
All right.
Michal Prešek.
Well,
He lived in
late
Zdijov.
The late Michel Prešek, as we now call him.
Yeah.
What happens when you keep lions as pets, you know?
Well,
Funny that.
Usually,
exactly.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Who were those two magicians and one of them got mauled by his tigers?
Siegfried and Roy.
That's
Well,
the
hang on.
one.
Anyway, Jason Holder is right arm over and in, and that's again. It's a slower ball, and Denley was. It was one of those. He was through with the shot, but he appeared to be lifting himself off his feet when he did it.
Yeah,
It
kept
also
low, didn't
kept
it?
very
Yeah.
low indeed, and it was just looked it was ugly all round. Shy-Hope didn't take it cleanly, and it kind of went through his gloves into his pads.
Well, it bounced well before him
Denley,
second time. didn't
Denley looked like he'd been punched in the stomach, is the way he kind of grimaced and wobbled about. This one he steps back to, carves away through the covers. They will
Good
take
running.
two, and they run that very sharply as well. It gets a comment of approval from Bear on my right, and fair enough too. It was very sharp running indeed. 26 from 28 balls England need. There's a young lad there who looks disturbingly like the love child of Macaulay Culkin.
And Stuart Broad.
But I don't know if he is. I very much doubt that he is, actually. And the most important thing is obviously having
Is
a
he
thoroughly
home
good
alone?
time. Right arm over. In comes Holder, and that swung at by Denley. Missed everything and went through to Shy-Hope behind the stumps.
Neil Franklin suggests Notton Cowdrey as the last two Kent players
Ooh,
batted
good
together
shout.
for England.
What a good shout that would
Catherine
be.
Butler says, how about sawing him in half? I wonder what that's what's referring to. It's a response to something.
Sawing him in half. Not Cowdrey.
I don't know, but I can't get this flipping scroll bar to work on this. stupid
It's
machine.
no, because you need to use the two fingers,
Two fingers.
delicately.
2 fingers?
No, no,
As
no, no.
in comes
I'll give you 2
Holder
fingers
back,
for
and that swatted, cross-batted over the bowler's head, all the way into the Betway sponge for 4 more runs.
2 + 2 is on my
No, Fred.
Yeah.
You use 2 fingers like that and just sort of scroll. No.
And now you've just made it bigger with your 2
if you
fingers.
use if you use these 2 fingers and just use it as like a scroll
like
bar.
this.
There you go.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got it.
He's stupid machines.
Lessons in Mac management.
That was the
He's the well-known Scottish IT consultant.
level 42 single.
Oh, right. This one's a fuller ball. Clipped away again by Denley, who's batting very nicely. He's 28 from 23. 140 for 4 are England. They need 21 from 25 balls. The odds now, with just the 4 wickets down, you would have to say are stacked quite heavily in their favour.
12 to
And
1
Joe
on.
Denley has well over, has now got 5,029 T20 runs. He's made 30 50s in T20s, and he's made 400s. So he knows his way around this format for sure. And he's got a career best of 127.
In a response to half an hour ago, Arthur Shire tweeting,
Yeah.
I like Joe Denley, but I'm not sure he has T20 number 5 written all over him.
In comes Holder. And Billings just drops the bat on that, dabs it down to third man. They will take another single. In fact, he'll keep the strike.
Catherine Butler says, how about sawing him in half and see if it runs through him like a stick of rock?
No.
I reckon the
good
selectors would
idea.
have to give him the berth for life if it does. Oh, there's a tiny flaw in that plan.
Yes. You have to putting him back together again, you mean?
Good song by Hot Chocolate, I think.
Oh, really? What, putting him back together again?
I'll put you together again.
Oh, okay. Errol Brown, sadly no longer with us.
Yeah, sure. I met him once. Nice chap.
Really?
A human Malteser.
What do you mean?
He had sort of a
Bald.
round, bald head.
141 for 4. I'm going to move Fred very quickly on from that conversation.
Exactly.
So he doesn't wade
that wasn't
into
the obvious indicator.
territory we don't want him in.
What do you think? He was a honeycomb centre or something?
Yeah, sweet on the middle, yeah.
No, he was a lovely bloke. I was in a restaurant and I said, look, there's Errol Brown at the next table. And we went over and had a chat.
And it was actually him?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Or somebody who passed himself off as him very well. So.
141 for 4. 4 overs left. We've completed 16. Really, runs shouldn't be too much of an issue now for England.
It's amazing how hard it is to work out how many overs have been completed. It took us 20 minutes in the green room.
I know, we were having a right old argument about it. A healthy disagreement, Fred.
This man.
But I think we've not been consistent.
Every breath you take,
Knuckles fall.
Yeah, blame that.
every stroke you
And this one is carved away between cover and extra cover. There is a man at deep extra cover, and they will only take a single.
be watching you.
Mog says, Jesus wept Fred, join the 21st century. I don't use Apple Macs because they're for Ponzi posers.
Billings is on to 13. Denley on 28. What do we do if there's a jingle, Bear? I'll just have to
We'll
sing
sing
it,
it.
will I?
Yeah,
all
we'll
right.
sing
We'll
it.
work it out between us, Fred. Providing we sing the same one.
Singing from the same hymn sheet.
Indeed, 142 for 4. And this one again is nicely carved away into the covers. There is a man out there. They will take another single.
It's a single. It's quite a good jingle, actually. We should do that. I think Andrew Hall and Justin Kemp both played for South Africa whilst being on the books at Kent, says Poor Man's Son.
Do you know what? Yes,
good call if that's true.
Interesting, because we were both thinking England, weren't we?
Yeah.
So that's what I would call smart lateral thinking, because we're both down the obvious path of thinking about England players. And of course, it could
did
easily
Treadwell
have
played
been.
for Kent? Could he have batted with anyone?
Ooh, yeah.
Billings was at Kent at some point.
There is a good chance they might.
Sorry,
have batted
Billings
together.
and Treadwell. Billings was at
They would have
Northampton,
crossed
and then he
over,
went to
'cause
Kent. Yes,
Tread
they may
is-
have.
is, that's a horrible wide. That's
Which one are we singing?
That's an absolute wide.
Wide.
Oh, Bear, you
Played the
played the
wrong
wrong one, man. 144 for 4. There was Fred and I singing our hearts out in reasonably passable harmony.
Perfect harmony.
I did
Slightly
sort of sit
imperfect
down
harmony.
just in time to play the jingle, and you just overrode me.
We just wanted to
on
sing.
Apple products, Fred, we agree, says Mog. So there.
144 for 4, just 17 needed. That's, I think, probably wide as well, isn't it? It is. And West Indies are losing the plot a bit here.
I disagree. Fucking PCs just whine the shit out of me. They're really annoying.
Yeah.
16 from
Yeah,
22.
whatever. Poser you are.
Brathwaite is, he's bowled 2 wides. He's looking to try and get enough width to make it hard for the batsman to play, but he's overdoing it, and that's 2 consecutive balls he's pushed away. This one is a full toss, also onto the off stump.
That's 2.
Again, it's easy for Billings to stroke it away to deep extra cover. They will take an easy 2. Billings has moved on to 15. The required runs now for England are down to 14 off 21. They're just 3 runs south of 150. There's plenty balls left, so you have to say all the smart money now would be on England. The adventurous money would definitely be on West Indies.
Wow. Last time we were 12 to 1 on. Now we are.
The really adventurous money's on the tie.
Plummeted. Yeah. Well, yes, Fred. That's not a bad shout.
No, it's a terrible shout.
All right. Well, just how cavalier you're feeling, I suppose.
We've got some scoreboard oddity, which was the unsuccessful follow-up from David Bowie's number 1 hit 1969.
Exactly where I was about to go.
Morgan caught Gale ball Brathwaite 8. England were 83 for 3 off 8.3 overs, all the
Brathwaite.
8s and 3s.
And Billings steps back onto them, carves that away to long on, and they will take an easy single. 13 the target from 20 now. 148 for 4.
Wes Spearman has joined us, says loving the commentary and the jingles tonight. Always good to see a couple of Kent lads batting together.
Well, yeah, indeed it is, and they're doing a nice job they are, in fact.
And Arthur Shire says Treadwell and Billings was my first thought, but I can't find any instance of them batting together.
Ah, good thought. Brathwaite is in, and this one is just dropped down slightly backward a square.
That's great running.
It was good running, slightly slow and ponderous fielding that helped England along there. So now just 11 from 19. The 150 is up for England. We have one ball left of this 17th over. We're looking at a few highlights of sloppiness in the West Indies fielding, and some of it quite comedic as well, I'm afraid.
Yeah, they're just not. I mean, they're carrying too many players, really. O'Shane Thomas and Gale and Nurse.
In comes Brathwaite, and that one just pops up a little bit at Denley and catches him on the top of the thigh. But they're able to run anyway. They're able to run leg bys.
Well, I mean,
the total needed comes down by one more.
What's going on with your World T20 squad? I mean, where's Kemar Roach? Where's Andre Russell? Where is Dwayne Bravo?
Roach is injured, I think, or he was certainly injured for the ODIs.
Yes.
I don't know if he's still
Roach
injured.
is
Andre Russell, he was in the ODI
He's
squad.
got an ankle problem. They got him over from the PSL, didn't they? But he does have a legit injury, I believe. Whether that will have corrected itself and he'll be deemed fit for one of the last two of these T20s, I don't know. I think most of the world would quite like to see him because he's an exciting player when he hits his straps, isn't he?
Absolutely.
161 the target, so the runs needed now down to 10, 18 balls to get them. Jason Holder is trusting himself, and he floats this up onto leg stump, and it's easy for Denley to just whip away into the leg side and take another single.
A whip away. Mog says it's the faulty craftsman that blames his tools, Bear.
Sorry?
It's a faulty craftsman that blames his tools.
No. The architecture of a bloody PC is shit.
There you go. So you heard it here first.
Who are you,
Bear
Thomas
is
fucking
clearly,
Chippendale?
Bear is clearly an Apple man. So having gone toe-to-toe in a fascinating ODI series, it's looking likely that England are going to draw first blood here in the T20s. In comes Holder, and that one leapt at Billings, and he was still able to, with soft hands actually, just drop the bat onto that as he leant backwards. And it went to short third man, and he will get another single. So
there's no good saying something to him. It was a damn decent ball. It hit him on the shoulder.
Did hit him on the shoulder, so it'll be buys, I suppose.
Leg buys.
Leg buys. Well, bizarre name for something that smacked you on the top of your forearm rather than the shoulder even. Billings has got a big smile on his face. Holder clearly is there saying something, but it seems to be all in good spirit. In comes Holder again. That one is Holder saw him coming, and they're now having quite a heated conversation actually this time. Denley was down the track. Holder dropped it short, and it went past Denley on the leg side. Surely that would be a wide, wouldn't it?
No, because it went in between him and a wicket.
Oh, right,
he gave himself loads of room.
He got outside of it.
Very good point.
Underwood and Knott would have batted together, I guess, says Neil
Highly
Franklin, probably
likely.
after Cowdrey and Knott.
Yep, I think you're probably right there. Joe Denley's ready to face. England need 15 balls. This one, he's got hold of this, says Joe, and he's going to be caught. Straight down Pornan's throat. I thought that was going to go all the way over the back way sponge. I don't think I was the only one, but he didn't get enough.
Fuck off! Just fuck off!
All of us. All of us.
Yeah, he really didn't. He dropped again.
It looked like it was going out of the park, didn't it, really?
It was good bowling by Jason Holder. He dropped it short, saw the batsman coming. Denley was really looking to pull it away. Top edged it a little bit, but in truth, I think it just came onto him too quickly, and it was extremely good bowling by Jason Holder. Young Puran ran around and did the necessary. There was no comedic dropping this time around or buttered fingered fielding. And Joe Denley's gone, and whoever said he's good but not quite Carling, or whatever the words was for his cementing his place in that England middle order was probably about accurate, really. Not a bad knock, but didn't really knock on the door and go, pick me, pick me, pick me.
Well, this one's for Jules.
You think the people would have had enough of Willie and Angels? His name's Willie.
Well, his name is Willie, son of Peter, David Willie, this Willie. Only got an average of just under 13. And this one is...
that's gone straight down the same man's throat.
I think it is going to go... Oh, no, it's... he's put it down.
Shocker.
Was that a Shane Thomas?
It was.
Willie pulled that.
No, it wasn't Willie.
It was
Billings.
Oh, it was Billings. Well, Billings hooked that away. Yeah, big go Thomas was there on the deep square leg boundary.
It's a shame.
And Billings
he stuck out a hand, and it sort of...
It would have gone for 6. He leaps, stakes out a hand.
I don't think it would
He
have
actually
done,
drags it back into himself, into his chest,
which
and
there's a lot of,
and still drops it as he falls.
He never looked like he was going to catch that.
Jason.
Well, he did for a while, but then I think he thought he was closer than that to the boundary. But he wasn't that close to the boundary at all. He could have quite easily gone towards that.
He's just not a very good fielder.
No.
Well, it leaves England needing just 7 from 13 balls. David Willey is now going to be on strike. The man with the interesting jingles.
Iceland Cricket have joined us, reminding you that they have a crowdfunder at Iceland Cricket. Crowdfunder.co.uk. Iceland
We
Cricket
have promoted it a couple of times this evening for you. This one is, the bat is dropped on this by Willie, and it was a good ball from Holder and quite full. And Willie happy not to take runs there.
And if you want to send the money, blah blah whatever, I believe we're doing the draw for the winner on the last T20.
Is that right, Ben?
Assuming we can watch it, yeah.
We can on Sunday.
I think Cato might be coming in for that.
I believe they are covering it. I think that's a
What's he
done
got to do
deal.
with Iceland Cricket? I don't understand. Mark Zip says, why not get a couple of Chromebooks? They should be handled to the Twitter position at the very least. Well, or we could use those. Well, we've got lots of
pads. Lots of things you
here.
could use for Twitter. Yeah.
Arthur Shire's come up with some more Kent doubles. Benson and Ellison in 1986.
Okay.
Did Rob Key play with it when he played for England? Who was
Treadwell? Key and Treadwell, maybe?
Benson and Ellison sound like they should be a folk duo.
Or a cigarette manufacturer.
Or yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I did the Iceland plug. So yeah,
who's going to be? It's going to be Sheldon Cottrell, by the way. I don't know if you want to do bowling changes.
I might want to do that.
And I don't know how our Crick Tracker traffic has been.
It's slow.
Let us know.
You got to remember, it's now, what time is it? It's about 5 o'clock in the morning in India.
Lightweights.
Yeah. This man.
Oh, he's bowled him! And there's the salute. Straight through Billings, who was looking to pull it away to leg. He played right across the line. And there is the Sheldon Cottrell march and salute. Surely England couldn't make a
picture
haulage of this, could they?
All of the dreams that I dreamed were mine.
Egged back his leg stump anyway. And there goes Cottrell. I think it is quite amusing. As he stamps, salutes the umpire, throws back his arms.
I'm not sure that's an official salute in the army of Trinidad.
No, I very much doubt it.
I doubt the last bit is.
I very much doubt it. But it's all in good spirit, and he clearly enjoys it.
Yeah, he clearly enjoys it.
I'm not sure England do, because they've been seeing rather too much of it. So 104 for 54 for 6, a target 161. Only 7 needed.
With 6 wickets.
But 6 wickets have now fallen.
No, it's not happening, man.
Tom Curran is marching his way to the crease. He has the air of a man who's thinking, right, let's just get this job done.
Absolutely. But if
bit of a smile on his face.
If he does a shot like he did in that last fucking ODI, Jesus
that was that when you went into full on?
I went full on rant. Yes.
Rant mode.
It's this man.
The most effectual top cat, whose intellectual close friends get to poverty see.
It's
His
with
best
dignity.
will still leave us a run short.
Anyway, Tom Curran is going to be facing, I think, isn't he? Yes, he is. Drops the bat on that. It's away into the covers. They will take a single. 155 for 6.
6 required off 10 balls.
6 off 10.
It's 1 hit.
It's 1 hit. Yes.
Or
easy to
6
sit
singles.
here and say that. Or 6 singles with 4 balls to spare. Everything is loaded in England's favour here, but you just have a feeling that one more wicket with no more runs on the board. And
where's Adil Rashid back?
Number
11 is
12,
12,
yeah.
12, exactly, you know.
A little bit of panic could set in. Sheldon Cottrell, we're seeing a replay of that celebration again. He has such a big smile on his face. You've got to respect the joy that he takes in his wicket taking. Sheldon Cottrell, by contrast, well, he is Sheldon Cottrell, but he's looking quite grumpy. He's going to be in to David Willey. And that one is pulled. It's evaded Shy Hope. It's going to go all the way over Shope. It's 4 buys, but nonetheless, it's still 4 to the score. And that
ball went through to the keeper, and somehow let it through, straight through the keeper. It's Nissan
he's trying them all. It's a bear mix. I actually thought he got a bit of glove on that, you see.
I thought he did as well, but the umpire didn't, and he gave us buys.
It was not a well-timed jump. He had enough height
he got a glove on it, but in comes Cottrell. It's a slower ball. Willie seemed to have to wait an age, but he just pushes it away to mid-on. They will take another single. Just the one needed now. 8 runs to get it. 160 for 6.
We have a final possible answer to the two Kents. It's Rob Key and Geraint Flintoffing Jones, says Arthur Shire. Unless we do the right thing and erase Geraint Jones from the record. It's a bit harsh. One of PNG's finest cricketers.
Yeah. Won an Ashes in 2005.
Absolutely. What a catch.
Rocky, as in what?
Jones.
Stoneman. No. Yes.
What?
Who did you say?
Geraint
Jones, yes.
Rob Key.
Oh, Rob Key. I thought you said Rocky. I was going to say he didn't.
Rocky.
I was thinking of Stoneman, and he didn't play. In comes Sheldon Cottrell. This is
out.
Fetched away.
There's nobody there.
There isn't anyone there.
1 run to win, so why would there be anyone there?
Down to wide mid-on. It's gone all the way to the fence. England stand up and congratulate each other. Game over.
England win. It's a T20. Whoopie-doo. That's that.
That is that.
It's been a long day, isn't it?
It's been a long day.
160. Oh no, it was 150. What were they set to win?
161.
Oh, 161 they've got. The 161 is what they achieved. Yeah, West Indies set 160 for 8. England have made it 161 for 6.
No, they made 160
at the end of the 19th.
See you later. Nice to see you, Jules.
Jules, thank you. Well played on the jingles. Fantastic. Do you want to take the Willie jingle with you, just to listen to later?
Get it on the archive.
Stick it up on the archive.
Yeah, win it with 7 balls to spare. That's pretty comfortable by T20 standards, isn't it?
I think you're right. Overall. So England, Hales got a bit of a start, didn't keep going. He was bowled by Cottrell. Johnny Bairstow did a fine job, 68, before he was caught Brathwaite, bowled Nurse. And I seem to have flipped it all of a sudden into the wrong place.
Bunch of wickets, bunch of runs, 161 for 6. Let's wrap it up.
Oh, that's all right.
And
Denley 30, Billings 18. Curran and Willie saw England over the line. First blood in the 3-match series to England by 4 wickets. And when are we next back, Bear?
Friday. Double header.
Friday again. It's a double header.
Yeah, I think so. Same as this. ODI during the day, T20 at night.
You lucky people.
You lucky people. Thank you for your company. Thank you from the Bear
and yes,
from me and from Not Fred. And we will see you from Friday. Take care.
Goodbye.
Guerrilla crickets. Whoa. Guerrilla crickets. Whoa. Guerrilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Carol Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal,